If you're in a support or an ops team, you definitely know the feeling, alert chaos. It's that constant stream of notifications that just buries the one important signal you actually need. Well, in this explainer, we are going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to turn your noisy Slack channels into a streamlined command center using the tools you already have. Okay, just look at the left side here. Does that look painfully familiar? It's that wall of unformatted text that's more noise than signal, right? Now look at the right. That is where we are going. One single, clear, actionable alert. This is your bridge from all that chaos to total control. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to frame the problem. Then we're going to get our hands dirty with the technical stuff. Webhooks for getting instant alerts, BlockKit for making them actually useful, and then the workflow builder for some really cool no-code automation. And to finish, we'll put it all together in a real-world, super fast incident response scenario. All right, section 1, let's dig into the core of the problem. Because let's be honest, the absolute worst way to find out about a critical production issue is from an angry user. You know, when your first sign of trouble is a message in some support channel, you've already lost. You are completely on the back foot, just scrambling to figure out what's even wrong while also trying to manage customer perception. It's just a stressful, inefficient fire drill. The goal is to get ahead of that conversation every single time. So how do we get our monitoring systems to talk to us before our users do? We're going to start with the simplest and, honestly, one of the most powerful tools in the box, an incoming webhook. Think of a webhook like a special, private web address just for your Slack channel. Pretty much any application that can send a standard web request, which is basically every modern tool out there, can send a message directly into that channel. No complicated APIs, no authentication tokens to juggle, just one URL. And setting one of these up is ridiculously fast. In your Slack settings, you just create a new app, flip one switch to enable webhooks, pick the channel you want it to post to, and boom, Slack hands you the URL. That's it. You can literally do this in under 3 minutes. And you can prove it works right away from your command line. This simple curl command just sends a tiny bit of JSON with the text "Hello World" to your new URL. You hit enter and bam, the message just appears in your Slack channel. It's that direct. Okay, now let's apply this to a real tool. In something like Grafana, you just go to your alerting contact points, add a new webhook integration, and you paste that URL you got from Slack right into the box. That's it. You've now connected Grafana's alerting engine directly to your team's channel. Okay, so we've got alerts flowing into Slack. That's step 1. But like we saw in that before picture, a wall of raw text isn't really helpful. Now we need to make those alerts useful. It is time to talk about structure and clarity. And this just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you have a text dump from a monitoring tool. I mean, yeah, the information is in there somewhere. But on the right, you have a BlockKit message. It's organized, it's color-coded, it has clear labels, and even interactive buttons. One is noise, the other is a pure signal. This brings us to a really crucial point. A well-designed alert doesn't just tell you a fact, like CPU is high. It should guide you to the very next logical action, whether that's investigating a dashboard, consulting a runbook, or just acknowledging the issue. The magic behind all these rich messages is something called BlockKit. It's basically Slack's framework for building messages using a really simple JSON structure. So you're not just sending text anymore, you're sending building blocks, things like headers, sections, dividers, and even interactive elements like buttons. And really, every great alert answers these 4 questions immediately. What is the problem? Where is it located? How severe is it? And probably most importantly, what's the very first step I should take? BlockKit lets us lay out all of these answers in a way that's totally impossible to miss. So we've automated the system alerts, but what about automating our team's internal processes? You know, the repetitive manual tasks that just eat up our day. Well, that brings us to our third tool, Workflow Builder. Just think about it for a second. That daily reminder to post your stand-up notes, or the weekly checklist for handing off on-call duties. These are essential team rituals, but they're manual, and they're really easy to forget. What if we could automate them completely? That is exactly what Workflow Builder does. It is a visual, no-code tool that's built right into Slack, and it lets literally anyone on your team stitch together a series of automated steps. And the best part, it can be triggered in all sorts of cool ways, on a set schedule, when somebody clicks a link, or even when they react to a message with a specific emoji. So every workflow has 3 basic parts. First, you've got the trigger. That's what kicks it all off, like a 9 a.m. schedule. Next are the steps. This is the actual work it does, like sending a form or posting a message. And if you need a little more power, you can add functions to connect to other apps. Here is a perfect, practical example. Imagine this. Every single Friday at 4 p.m., a workflow automatically sends a form to the on-call channel. The outgoing engineer fills it out with the status of any ongoing issues. The workflow then takes those answers and posts a clean, formatted summary right in the channel, totally ready for the next person. No code, no forgetting, just a smooth, automated handoff. Okay, we've seen all the pieces. Webhooks for speed, BlockKit for clarity, and workflows for our human processes. Now, let's combine them into the ultimate goal, a near-instant, truly actionable incident response. Just look at this timeline. At second 0, a critical database CPU alert fires in Grafana. 2 seconds later, our beautiful BlockKit message, sent through the webhook, lands in the critical alerts channel. By second 5, the on-call engineer has already clicked the acknowledge button right inside Slack. The entire time to acknowledge is 5 seconds. That's incredible. And this is the message that makes that speed possible. It's not just text. It has the actual graph from Grafana, a clear severity badge, one-click links to the logs and the relevant runbook, and those absolutely crucial acknowledge and escalate buttons. The engineer has all the context and all the primary actions right there, without ever leaving Slack. So let's recap the 3 crucial takeaways here. 1. Use incoming webhooks to get notifications out of your systems and into Slack, fast. 2. Use BlockKit to transform those notifications from just noise into a clear, actionable signal. And 3. Use Workflow Builder to automate the human, repetitive parts of your team's processes. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Your systems are talking to you constantly, but are you set up to actually listen effectively? By combining these tools, you can move from just hearing noise to acting on a clear signal. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.